Avan. I am basically engineer by qualification, and today we are going to discuss effect of financial health on physical health. So, how finances affect our physical health is what we are going to talk about today. Basically, now I will tell you a story. What happened? There was a group of friends. They were going in a desert. They were going and they were walking along, and somehow one guy from that group got lost. He got away from that whole bunch of other friends. So he was left alone, and he was walking. He was not knowing where to go, which direction to go. He was just walking here and there, and he was terribly thirsty. He was not. He didn't have. He had water bottle, but no water. So he was thirsty, and he was walking and walking. After a few minutes of walk, aimless and directionless walk, he finds a hand pump. So he's very happy that I will go there to the hand pump and drink the water. So he goes to the hand pump and he sees a glass of water which is filled. The water is inside that glass. That glass of water is filled with water. So he's about to drink that glass of water. So, but suddenly his eyes fall on a piece of paper and something is written on that. What is written is, this is a magic water. If you put this water inside this hand pump will give you a lot of water. So he was in dilemma what to do, whether to drink this glass of water or put this water into the hand pump and get more water, unlimited water. So he kept on thinking for some time, and then he took a risk. He said, okay, let me take a risk. He puts that water inside that pump, and then he starts pumping 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 and 9, 10. He's pumping, but water is not coming out. 11, 12, 13, 15, 17, 18, 19, 20, water is not coming out. Then he feels shattered. He feels, I should have drank that water. Now I took a risk and it went totally haywire. But still he keeps on trying. 21st, 23rd. On 25th attempt, he hears some noise, some water noise. 26, 27, and the water noise is bigger and bigger, louder and louder. And by 30th of pumping, the water falls out, water comes out in a big quantity. So he drinks to his heart's content. Then he fills his own bottle, water bottle with that complete water. And then he is about to go. Then he remembers that I should also keep this glass of water on the top. So he gets that glass of water, fills that with the water, and again puts it on the pump. And it is written, this is a magic water. If you put it in the pump, the water will come out. But he adds one more thing. He writes, it works. Because what happened with him, he went there, he saw, and he was worried whether I should drink this water or I should put this water inside the pump. But what he does, he puts that water inside the pump and gets lots of water. So he writes, it is written that this is the magic water. If you put this water inside this hand pump, you will get lot of water. Below that he writes, it works. He writes, it works. Because he wants, suppose somebody else comes in, he should not feel, what is going to happen, what should I do? Should I put this glass of water inside the machine, inside the hand pump, or should I drink it? So he writes, it works. And one more line he writes below that, provided you work. So I will give the analogy why I am telling you all this. So whatever we are going to discuss about today, about finances today, it will work in your life, it will work positively in your life, provided if you work it out in your life, it will work for you. So we will discuss about financial things which you should implement in your life, and that those things will work for you. Okay. Now if you take a matchstick and if you burn it, and if you hold it in your hand for more than particular amount of time, it will burn your hand, right? That matchstick will burn your fingers. So who is at fault? That matchstick is at fault? Who is at fault? The matchbox is at fault, or your handling of it is at fault? Suppose you keep that matchstick for more amount of time that is required, that will burn your fingers. So handling of the matchstick is at fault, or is at plus or minus, whatever. So that is the same thing with the money. How you handle the money will decide whether you have the money or if you don't have the money. Now, when you generally we should be happy. People think that I should have reason to be happy and then I will be happy. But ideally, I would say you should be happy and the reason will come along. If you are happy, the reason will come along. That is how I am going to talk about what happens when you are happy. First thing is, you have to ask yourself, do you love money? You have to ask yourself, do you really love money? People say, yes, I love money. But I'll tell you one thing. What happens is, people love their own money, but people hate the other people's money. If you say this guy has got 10 crores in his bank account, we feel jealous. We don't love that. So that is why I would say we don't love money. When we love money, we should love everybody's money. And we have to keep on telling ourselves that is called auto suggestion. I have to keep on telling myself that I love money, I love money. That love feeling has to go for money, so money comes in our life. See, what happens is, there is a saying in Hindi, जब जेब गर्म होता है दिमाग ठंडा होता है. There is a relation between money and your thinking and your physical well-being. When जेब गर्म होता है दिमाग ठंडा होता है, and it is vice versa also is true. When जेब ठंडा होता है दिमाग गर्म होता है. So there is a relation between money and health. Now what happens is, now there is something called sound of money. We are all sitting here. If you hear a few coins getting dropped in the backside, if you hear the noise of the coins getting dropped, everybody will turn around and see, and they will also see their own pocket, whether it is not my money which is fallen off. Okay, so whenever there is a sound of money, we drop everything and we just look in that direction where the money has fallen. That is what. So that is what is called sound of money. That has got so much of power that will stop everything what you are doing, and we look in the direction where the money is falling. Okay. Now, what is it is called, there is something called money rule. And what is the money rule? The biggest money rule is, the people with money make the rules. If you see the people who have money, they will make the rule. How? I will tell you about it. Now, he is Vincent van Gogh. Who was this guy? He was a painter. He was a renowned painter, but he died poor. He couldn't manage his money. In our own Hindi film industry, Bhagwan Dada, he gave so many hit movies, but he died very poor. So earning money is not equated to managing money. A lot of people know how to earn money, but managing money is a different ball game altogether. And money is a good slave but bad master. If you are working for money, you are in trouble. But if money is working for you, you are in good book. Like suppose you hire 10 people and you are paying them and they are working, you are happy, they will work and give you the money. Mukesh Ambani is rich because he has got so many people working for him. So his money is working for him to get more money. But if we work for money, we will always be in trouble. So ideally we should try to make money work for us by way of right investments, or by way of maybe appointing people who will do your job and get you more money. Now in this world, 1% of the people have 97% of the wealth in the world. 1% of the people have 97% of the wealth. Why? Because they know this success formula, where they are making money work for them. They are not working for money, their money is working for them to get more money. Now everybody has 24 hours in a day. Everybody has 24 hours in a day. It is not that Mukesh Ambani has 25 hours. So everybody has 24 hours. But if somebody has appointed 2 people under him, so he has 48 hours under him. He has got his own 24 hours plus 48 hours of those 2 people. So automatically he has 72 hours. The more people work for you, the more hours you have and more money you will have. Now there are 3 types of money problems. There are 3 types of money problems. We will discuss one by one. What is it? Now, there are people who do not work. They do not work for the solution. They simply pray to God that my problem should get away. Now they have lot of debts, lot of money to be given to other people, and they are not working to solve that problem. They are just praying to God that God, please take care of this. I got lot of debts. I have got lot of money to be given to a lot of other people. Please help me. They will just pray to the God. They will not do anything. That is one type of money problem. Other is people will find a temporary solution. Temporary solution is, suppose I have taken 1 lakh rupees from a person A. I have taken 1 lakh rupees from A. After 2 months, he is after me, I give him my money back. So what I do is, I go to B and I say, please lend me 1 lakh rupees. So I take 1 lakh rupees from B and I give it back to A. So A is happy. After 2 months, B is upset. He says, where is my money? 2 months have passed by. Where is my money? So B will be after my head, after my neck. So what I will do, I will go again back to A and I will tell him that 2 months back, I paid your money honestly. Okay, you pay me again 1 lakh, I have to give it to somebody. So A gives me 1 lakh rupees, I come and give it back to B. So B is happy for 2 months. After 1 month, A is again restless. He will say, give my money. I again take the money from B and give it to A. This is going on. This is a temporary solution. This will not take me anywhere. The problem is not sorted out. I am just postponing the problem. That is the second type of money problem. Third, and which is the right solution, is we have to go to the root cause of the problem and then solve it. Now, we cannot take a loan and take care of our problems. We have to earn money. Like India is, what India is doing is they are taking loan. They are taking money from here and there and trying to sort it out. They are giving money to poor. They are giving food to poor. They should give them employment. They should generate money so they will be happy for life. Okay. Now, so you see, you believe it or not, money is the barometer of success. What is success? When people have money, career, health, and relationships, that person is called successful. So money is a major part of you being called successful. Okay. So people, if you have money, people will say you are successful. It is a barometer of success. So first thing is, money is actually, you have to believe it, that it is as important as anything else. It is the air we breathe. It is like a milk to the small baby. It is blood circulation. It is very, very important. It is like this. We call it currency. Why it is called currency? There is a word in Greek. It is called current, something like current. Current is to run. Okay. So when we say currency, the money has to run from one person to other and in the system. When the current is running, you see the light. When the current stops, light is gone. Likewise, when the money is not circulating in the system, money, you are not giving money to somebody else and he is not giving to somebody else, the money is not going around, it will stagnate and the flow will stop. That is why it is called currency. Now there is a man, I will give you an example. There was a man who loved a girl, but she was a very poor girl. So he desperately wanted to marry her, but she was very poor. And suddenly he gets a proposal from a woman. She is a widow and she had lost one eye. She was a one-eyed widow. And he gets a proposal from her and she is very, very rich. So he is in dilemma what to do. Whether he should go and marry the girl whom he loves so dearly, or go and marry this widow who has lost one eye, not so good looking, but having lots of money. What he should do? So he goes to his dear friend and asks him what I should do. Then the friend tells him, what is your heart saying? You ask your heart, what it is saying? He says, my heart is saying I should go and marry that poor girl, because that is the girl, she is the girl whom I love. So I should go and marry her. That's what my heart is saying. Then his friend says, go, you should listen to your heart. Go and marry that girl. The girl whom you are loving, go and marry her. That is what your heart is saying, you should go and marry her. And he says, okay, thank you, or you got me saved, because I was in dilemma, but that is the right way. I should go and marry that girl whom I love. So thank you very much, you gave me a right solution, I will go and get married to her now. But the friend says, one more thing, one minute. You go and marry her, no problem. But before that, please give me the cell number of that lady, one-eyed widow. Why? Because he wanted to marry her. That is what money power is all about. Now, do you love money? That is a question. Again, sometime back I told you, we have to ask ourselves whether we love money. We do love money. We love money which we have, but we don't love money which others have. So actually we don't love money. Because Aishwarya Rai, if I like Aishwarya Rai, I will always keep on liking Aishwarya Rai. Tomorrow she has got married to Abhishek Bachchan, that doesn't mean that I have stopped liking her. So we have to like that particular thing or love that particular thing, whatever, whoever has that. Okay, now what happened? I'll give an example. When we say money is not coming into my life, if we love money, it will come in our life. If we don't love money, it will not. Now there is a bill which comes to me. There is a Vodafone bill comes to me, where the bill says 4,000 rupees. I have used the mobile for 4,000 rupees and the bill has come 4,000. I am angry. I am frustrated. Where to pay? How to pay? And I have money, but I feel very bad. Why I am paying 4,000 rupees to them? So when I am paying the bill, I am frustrated. I am not happy paying that. So that means I don't love that money. I should be happy. I should be saying, okay, I am paying 4,000 rupees for the services which I have used. They have actually helped me. I have been in touch with my friends. I have used so much of mobile. I have used WhatsApp, this, that, whatever. I am happy paying this 4,000. When I am happy paying that money, it will double, triple and come back to me. So I'll give you an example. What happened? There was a man who had a big suitcase, very heavy suitcase. He wanted to get it out of his home. He was going somewhere, so he was taking the suitcase out. So he somehow got the suitcase up to the door. But somebody from the neighborhood came. The neighbor came and said, okay, I will help you. And he was helping him. So neighbor was helping him from other side, and he was trying to get this bag from the inside, and neighbor was helping from outside. But the bag didn't move an inch. Bag was there only. Why? Because the person who is inside the room, this person who is taking the bag out, is pushing the bag out. But the neighbor, he doesn't know whether this man is going inside or outside. That neighbor is pushing the bag inside. So this man is pushing the bag outside, that man is pushing the bag inside, the bag is stationary. That is what happens. When I love the money which I have, but I don't love the money which others have, I don't get money. It is stationary, it is stagnant. So likewise, if we want money to come in our life, we have to push that with all love. Okay, there is a saying in one of the movies I saw this dialogue, जेब में जब है पैसा लोग पूछते तो है कैसा. So that is the power of money. Money has that kind of power in our lives. Okay, it is said that laugh and the world laughs with you, weep and you weep alone, feast and the home is crowded, fast and the word goes by. So there is nobody in your sorrows, you are alone. So you have to be happy. Now disappearance of friends, is directly proportional to the disappearance of money. So money is not there, friends are not there. When you switch off the light, even the shadow goes off. See, money changes the way you look, walk, talk. If you look at Vijay Mallya, when he was rich, he had that airline going around. So the way he was going around, the way he was throwing his personality off was different. If you see him today, he's different. When you go to the hotel and if you hardly have 50 rupees in your pocket and you are scared that maybe I will not get any dish for 50 rupees in the hotel, so all the minimum dish may be of 100 rupees, so you are scared, that affects your walk also. The way you talk to the waiter, that affects. So when you don't have money, the way you operate, the way you behave, it changes everything. If you have money, it changes. So there is an example in that TV, there is a serial. In one of the TV ads, it was shown that girl is going along with her mother into a 5-star hotel, and her mother is not very comfortable going inside the hotel. So somebody asked her, "क्या आप पहली बार आए हो?" That the girl who is confident, who says, "Yes, हम लोग पहली बार आए, लेकिन आखिरी बार नहीं. This is not the last time you have come. Okay, we have come here for a first time, but this is not the last time. We'll keep on coming." So that confidence is there in her because she has money. But mother doesn't know whether we have money, so she is scared. You see that ad if you can. See, people generally are not comfortable talking about money. Whenever the topic of money comes in, they are scared. When somebody is doing a business deal, he will talk about his product. He will say, "My product is this, my service is this can do all this." But when he is supposed to quote for that service or product, he is scared. He develops cold feet. Why? So that is again a question. People should be comfortable about talking about money. Now, suppose you don't talk about your child's school fees, that school fee is not going to be waived off. It has to be, they will charge you. So you have to be upfront about whatever money matters you are going to talk to anybody. Now I'll give you an example of a movie, Diwar, where Diwar in Amitabh Bachchan goes to the villain and says the other villain's gold will be coming at this particular time at this particular place, and he gives him a torn piece of note. He said, "This note you take there," and he show him that note. He will just match it and give you the gold. Unapologetic about asking for the money because he believes that this money I deserve. It is not that he doesn't deserve that. So you have to, when you are asking from any money, your outstandings, we have to be very upfront and clear and straight that you pay me now. Your work is done. You have to pay me. Now, major problem today the businesses are facing is outstandings. A lot of businesses are folding up because their money is not coming. They require 5 lakhs rupees to operate in a month, and their outstandings are say 20 lakh rupees. The customer is not paying, and they fold up because they are not able to deliver, take the money out of that customer. Now actually money, you take it or not, but money is actually life. Now you understand money, you will understand life. If one has to understand life, he has to understand money, because everything, you like it or not, depends on money. See, it is said that money is the bottleneck area of life. Bottleneck area. See, where the neck of the bottle is placed? At the top of the bottle. So you keep the bottle like this, the neck is on the top. So likewise, the bottleneck is on the top of the bottle. Our money problems are also at the top of our body, where it is in the head. So all our money problems are here in the head. Like the bottleneck is at the top, our money problems are at the top of the humans, that is brain. So this is sorted out here, money will start coming. See, money is just a mindset. If I feel that I am rich, what happened? I'll give an example where this McDonald's, Ray Kroc, the person who started McDonald's, he took over that franchisee and made it a big franchise, McDonald's. He was asked that when you become rich, he said one evening, I was totally broke. I didn't know where the money will come from for my dinner, and I was sitting and sunset was happening, and I was thinking, I was looking at the sunset and I was thinking, and suddenly that idea came in my mind that suppose there were two brothers, McDonald's brothers, who were running this shop where they were selling these burgers. So suddenly the idea came to his mind that can I take this McDonald's I give it to people as franchisee. I will take this, I will buy this hotel and give this particular recipe to people who are my franchisees, and I will make a big business. It will be all over the world. He said, when that idea come to my mind, I became rich. So when that idea came to his mind, he implemented that idea and then he became rich. But when he says, when the idea came, I became rich. So it is all in the mind. When the mind gets that particular idea, you will be rich. Now you have to, it is said that pay attention to money or you will pay for it. Pay attention to the money or you will pay for it. In the sense, you have to pay attention. See, people don't know, they get the salary. Suppose they get 1 lakh rupees salary. At around 20th of the month, they don't know where the money has gone. They are again on zero. They go to ATM, there is nothing. So, and they say, I don't know where it has gone. So if this happens, you will never be able to be successful as far as money is concerned, as far as your health and life is concerned. Now that is what he says, that you have to pay attention to it, or you will have to pay for it. Now there is a fisherwoman, she takes the basket is there, and she has got fish inside the basket, and he has that basket on the top of her head, and she's walking, and a crow is coming and picking those fish. So she is not giving attention to the fishes inside the basket. She has not covered it. The fish is going. So that is how we have to give attention to the fish which is there in the basket. See, every action we take, which is actually taking us towards the money, or which is taking us away from money. Now let us discuss about, this is very important, what are the reasons for lack of money, why people don't have money. Let us take one reason one by one. First thing is being lazy. People are lazy. That is the biggest reason why they don't have money. If somebody is not lazy, money will start flowing into his life. Other thing is, he is ignorant about the money word, in the sense he will go and buy some stock because his friend told him that you go and buy this script. Somebody has bought some flat somewhere for investment, he will say you have bought it, you have checked it, okay, I will also buy. So he is ignorant about the money word. If you are knowledgeable about the money word, you will start earning money. Other thing is being disorganized. People are not organized. They don't know where the money is coming from, where it is going. If you see the money which the way they keep it in their pocket, in the purse, they just stuff it inside. Ideally, the notes have to be kept in the right sequence, like 1000, 5000, 500, 150, 20, 10. And the note has to be in the same fashion, like the number is on this side, all the notes should be likewise. That is called being organized. It has to be like that. Money also feels bad that he's just stuffing me inside the purse. So we have to be organized. Not keeping the proper account. I would say every person, before he goes to sleep, he should write a diary, how much money he spent today, on what he should have an account, and at the end of the money he should review that, and he should say where the money has gone, which expenses I would have avoided, which expenses I could have done more or less, whatever. So he has to keep proper accounts, and that is one of the reasons why he doesn't have money. And other thing is, he is escaping from current money problems with short-term solutions, like he has to pay somewhere something, he will pay by credit card. He will not think where I will get this credit card money to be paid. That credit card money is rolled over and it becomes a huge amount, and then he is in debt. So he is just taking a temporary solution, short-term solution for the long-term problem. Now how money is going to affect our health, that is the main topic. How money is going to affect our health, that will come to now. Now, if the peace is affected, health is affected. If you are peaceful, it is a disease. What is disease? Disease, when you are not at ease, you catch disease, right? So when you are not at peace, the disease comes in. So how money will put you into that situation? Now I'll give an example. What happened? The person A had taken the loan of 1 lakh rupees from person B. He had taken a loan of 1 lakh rupees from B. So what happened? And he had promised B that I will pay this money after 1 year. So on 366th day, 1 year ke baad, the first day after 1 year, I will pay your 1 lakh back. So A has taken a loan of 1 lakh from B, and A has promised B that I will pay you this money after 1 year. Now this 365th day has come, the last of the year has come, and A doesn't know where he's going to pay from. He doesn't have money. So he's worried. In the night, he's just tossing in the bed. He doesn't know. He's not able to sleep. He's upset. His health is getting affected. If his wife comes in and says, what happened? So he said, this is what it is. I have to pay the money to B, and I don't have money right now. So I don't know where I'm going to pay. How I'm going to face him, I don't know. And that is why I'm upset. That is why I'm feeling tense. His blood pressure was going up, and he was having a lot of problems. So his wife got a solution. What she did, she just dialed the number of B. She called up B and said, Mr. B, we are sorry. We are not able to pay your 1 lakh tomorrow. So we'll take few more months. So we are really sorry. And she keeps the phone down. Now this A feels peaceful because the problem is sorted out. At least for next 2-3 months, the problem is sorted out. Now what has happened is, but the problem has not sorted out, it is shifted to B. Now it is turn of B not to be able to sleep. So full night he is tossed around in the bed. He is worried where my money will come from or not. If tomorrow A, B had gone to A and said, where is my money, and A had not said, given, they would have fought. But A's wife called one night before and said, I'm sorry. So he couldn't say anything to them. But the feeling of, the problem of feeling tense goes to B now. B is worried. Where my money is going to come? So the health of B started affecting. A slept peacefully. So that is what happens, the money effect on the health. See, we have to be aware of money, not beware of money. We have to be aware where the money is coming from, where it is going, not beware of money. Now what happens, see, somebody is playing cricket in gully, in the neighborhood gully. So somebody hits a great shot, and the window pane is broken. Somebody's window is broken. The glass is broken and he's penalized. Somebody comes in, abuses him and all that. Now same shot he plays in the Bremont Stadium, for example. People will clap. So the shot is same. He played this shot in gully, so he is abused, and he plays the same shot in the same shot he plays in Bremont Stadium, and he's clapped. So where you are putting the same thing, getting bouquet somewhere and brickbat somewhere else. So you should understand where to do what. So when somebody says I don't have money, no money is no money, K-N-O-W, no money is K-N-O-W money. If we know about money, we will not have a problem of no money. We should know the rule of them. Now stress. See, let us discuss about stress. When there is a money problem, stress comes to the body, and stress is the main reason for all the problems as far as health is concerned. So when stress is not there, health will be all right. Stress comes in, health will go for toss. So let us understand what is stress. Stress is the body's reaction to any change that requires an adjustment. Stress is the body's reaction to any change that requires an adjustment. Now I have to pay 1 lakh to somebody. I don't have money, so I have to adjust. I have to tell him something which is not my normal thing. So I will have stress. So what to tell him? Which I am not doing every day. I don't have to pay 1 lakh rupees every day to somebody. So now tomorrow I have to give that 1 lakh rupees back to somebody. I don't have the money. There is a stress because I have to adjust. So stress comes from having had to make a change. Now body reacts to the changes with mental and physical adjustments. When the body makes physical adjustments, the problem starts. Health problem starts with physics. We experience stress from our thoughts. Okay. Now what happens is the human body is designed to experience stress. Stress is actually good for us because stress keeps us alert and ready to avoid danger. If somebody throws some stone at us, immediately my eyes will be closed. So my body is supposed to experience stress and protect itself. If it doesn't experience stress, it will not be able to protect. So stress in a way is positive, but stress becomes negative when a person faces continuous challenge. If he has problem every day he has a problem, that stress will be negative for him. Now stress that continues without relief can lead to condition called distress. There is a problem, there are a lot of problems coming and he doesn't have any solution. That stress will convert into distress. What happens is in corporate world they say when there is something called performance on the x-axis, performance, sales of your organization for example, and there is a vertical axis is stress. So you put stress on sales people, they are stressed, they will perform more and more. So the graph goes up, the performance, the stress is going up and the performance also going up. Graph is going up like this. But then the stress further goes up and the performance comes down. Now this is stress. I am increasing the stress but performance is going down. So this is the point. The top point is called distress. When the stress up to the point of distress will give you result, positive result, but the stress beyond certain point will give you distress and negative results. Now people try to remove stress from their life by using alcohol, going for alcohol or cigarettes and drugs, but that will increase the stress, that will put you into more problematic situation. Now 95% of doctors' visits are stress related diseases. Stress will give you headache, high blood pressure, a lot of problems. The stress is the cause of all the problems which, as far as our physical health is concerned, stress is the problem creator. Now we'll discuss 7 simple steps to control stress or reduce stress or wipe out stress from our life. 7 steps. First is you have to sit comfortably in not too soft chair. The chair should not be very soft, but you have to sit comfortably and your back should be straight and your feet flat on the floor. You have to sit in a way in the chair where your back should be straight and your feet firmly on the floor. That is the first step. Second is you have to put your hands gently under your belly. You have to keep the hands like this, just below your rib cage. You have to keep your hands like this. Okay. Third is you have to breathe in. You have to breathe in. Your tummy will come out. It has to come out somehow. You have to breathe in air and then slowly you have to open your mouth a little. You should not exhale through nose. You have to open your mouth a little and then slowly that air should pass through your mouth. So you have inhaled the air and you are exhaling through your mouth with a small opening of the mouth. Now you have to repeat this for few minutes. You have to sit straight, your feet firmly on the ground, your hand just clasped below your rib cage, and you have to breathe in as much air as you can breathe in, and slowly breathe out that air through the small opening in the mouth, not through nose. The air should slowly pass out. You have to repeat this for few times. Stress will come down, and virtually if you keep on doing it for many more days, stress will be completely removed. Whenever you feel stressed, you should do this. So we should practice this several minutes a day, and once a day at least one should do it, because in today Bombay's life, as I said, 95% of the doctors visit are stress related. So we have to do this exercise and try to control stress. So if stress is absent, our health will be perfect. Now more than anything else, whatever, there will be 100 methods to control stress. One can say you should meditate, somebody will say you should exercise, somebody should do this, that, but the best and easiest method of controlling stress is develop a hobby and indulge in it. You have to develop a hobby. What happens is, when we have a hobby, suppose I have a hobby of, like, I love to watch Hindi movies, so that is my hobby. So when I put a CD of some Hindi movie, I'm lost. I'm in that movie. When whatever that hero or heroine and other people are experiencing, I start experiencing that particular emotions along with them. So suppose I have some problem in my life, for those 2.5 hours to 3 hours, I completely suspend that problem. I have forgotten about that problem. So for those 3 hours, 2.5 hours, I'm totally out of my problems. So when I come out of that movie, I again may be faced with that problem, but I'm able to take it more positively, because I was totally, it is kind of meditation for you. When you are indulging in particular hobby, it is a meditation for you. Meditation means you are focusing on that particular thing and you are blind to all other things. So when you focus on your attention on one particular thing, it is meditation. If you focus on blankness, it is meditation. If you focus on this chair for next half an hour, if you think only about this chair, it is meditation. So when you develop a hobby, suppose somebody has a hobby of playing tennis. So if he plays tennis for half an hour, he is suspended all his problems. So he's in meditation, he's doing meditation. So my humble request is, if you want to control stress, you have to develop some hobby which will put you away from your day-to-day problems, and will be happy as far as health is concerned. Yeah. Please come. Okay, that's about it. Actually,
you're closing.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you very much.
I wanted to know about financial health and non-physical health.